Hello, and welcome to my General Psychology online course. I want to take a few minutes to show you around my course and introduce myself. My name is Professor Claire Zabrowski, and I've been teaching this course in different variations, right, for almost 25 years. I've been teaching online for most of that time. My course is set up to encourage you all to interact with each other on discussion board and to get a feel for what it would be like in my face-to-face class. My lectures are recorded ahead of time, but they're in my voice and they're casual. It's not ideal because you have to open the YouTube video to watch my lecture and open your PowerPoints at the same time and just listen to the YouTube. But the reason I did that is because sometimes other video formats are hard to open up on Blackboard. So by linking you to YouTube and recording them there, that seems to be the best system right now. Like I said, I'll show you that in just a second. A little bit about me. Other than I've been teaching a long time. After this course, I teach a course called Lifespan Growth and Development, and hopefully some of you will take me for that. The format's similar, and that is just this psychology course has to be taken before the lifespan course. Nursing students and some other health science people and psychology people and a lot of different people take that next course. And I know this is a lot of information, but if you do take that course, you have to, get through this course first. And so I will give you reminders as we get to the end of our semester together. Okay. So a little bit about me, and then you will email me a little bit about you, and then you will write a discussion board topic to get to know the other students in this class. So I've been teaching a long time. I'm from the Bay Area. I grew up in LaPorte. I've lived in Seabrook. I've lived in this area for a long time, near the Bay. Love to be by the water. I have 3 children, and it's interesting for me to be your instructor because I can see the world from a lot of different viewpoints. First of all, I have 3 grown children. 2 of them are still in college, and one just graduated from the University of Texas. She got her degree in communications and now has a big girl job. She's an adult and she's got a great job. My middle child is still at the University of Texas, and my youngest child is at the Texas State University. And so helping them get to college, knowing the sacrifice, the work it took, and just kind of guiding them into a degree and a college that kind of fit their personality and their needs. I've been there. I've been going through it for the past few years. So I know what a lot of you are going through. Like, what am I going to do? How am I going to pay for this? All this stuff. Even though there are people that work at Sanjack that are set to answer those questions for you. There's enrollment specialists, there's financial aid specialists. All those people do a great job, and I encourage you to talk to them. If you have general questions, though, about where to go at Sanjack to get help, or just general questions about college and things like that, you can always email me those things as well. The other thing I was going to tell you is I've gone back to school. So I got my master's degree at U of H many years ago in psychology. That master's degree did not give me the credentials to be a therapist. And after all these years, I've decided to go back to school to get my counseling therapist license, which I'm going to Lamar University, completely online course. And I think I'm up to 12 hours now. The interesting thing about me being a student at the same time as I'm your instructor is I know what you go through, especially in an online format. I've had okay instructors at Lamar, and I've had bad instructors at Lamar. And what I believe makes for a bad course is a course that's hard to understand what's due and when it's due, hard to find the materials that you need. I mean, as long as things are organized, I can do great in an online course. But when it's not organized, it's frustrating. So I get it. Another thing that makes for a good online course is communication between us. And I will email you back if you have a question or concern within 24 hours. Now, there is a side rule to that. My weekends, I am working on my Lamar course or I'm taking off. So my dedication to you is Monday through Friday. So if you email me at any time, Monday through Friday, even if it's in the middle of the night, my phone's not going to go off. I don't have my phone by my bed. But the next morning, I will see that you emailed me and I will email you back within 24 hours. If you email me like Friday afternoon after 3, I won't email you back till Monday morning. I think some people are confused by this. So let me tell you, I don't email you back over the weekend. Those are my days off, and those are my days I need to work on my course, my counseling courses. But if you email me over the weekend, it's okay. I just won't get it until Monday morning, and that's when I will email you back. So Monday through Friday, within 24 hours, I'll email you back. And if it's Friday afternoon, it'll probably be Monday morning. So that's important because our due dates, I open everything early for you. Some students like to work faster, slower, but it's within a week. You have to get all my assignments done that are due for that week. And so they're all due Sunday by 11:59 p.m., which is really like midnight. You have till Sunday to midnight. So you can start on Monday and you have all week to do this. The problem is the work wasn't meant to be done just over the weekends. I want my students to do a little bit of my class a day. Like when I do my counseling class, I read every day. I do a little bit at a time, and then I do my assignments on the weekend. But if you wait to the weekend to start your assignments, it's going to be way too much. So it's meant to be split up over the week. If we were in a face-to-face class and you were coming on campus to see me, we would probably meet like Tuesdays and Thursdays, like 2 days a week, and our class would be an hour and a half apiece, which would be 3 hours of face-to-face time a week. So at the very minimum, this class is going to take you 3 hours a week. Well, doing it all 3 hours at a time is kind of like frustrating. So you've got to break that up and do the work over a certain amount of time. But the real goal is to get it done by Sunday evening. But if you don't start anything and you don't know what to do, and it's Saturday or Friday night, and you email me, oh, I don't know what to do. Well, I'm not going to get that till Monday, and those assignments are going to be closed. I don't take late work, but I'm very flexible in other ways. Like I leave it open for you to finish when you need it. But once there's a due date, those things are set up in my computer to automatically close. And so whatever you don't do that was assigned for that week, and you have all week to do it, that becomes an automatic 0, and it also becomes an absent. So what you really need to do for me, you're going to be able to do the work. You're going to do the work, and you're most likely going to be successful. And you really need to pay attention to the calendar and finish everything within that week that's due, because once it's due, it goes away, and the next week is your priority. Now, here's the thing. All the weeks are open. So you can work ahead. And if you know you have something going on the next week or you want to get ahead, you can do that. You just can't do the assignment once it's closed. So I'm going to show you the calendar, and that will make more sense later. So I'm a student. I'm a parent of students. I was a student a long time ago. And my goal for you is to make this easy to understand. The last thing I was going to tell you about is my dogs, because they're also a part of our team with my family and my 3 kids. Let me introduce to you Herman. Let me move out of the way so you can see her. Herman is 13 years old. He is 13 and a half, a Labradoodle, because I'm allergic to dogs, so they don't shed, and I get to enjoy having a dog without the allergy. And he's a goofball. He's got nicknames. Herman, we also call him Willie, but that's his middle name. His other nickname is Scooter, and his just different personalities when he gets in trouble. And then Bill Withers. He likes to go by Bill Withers sometimes. So that is Herman. The other dog of mine, let me share that. Let's see if I can go back, is Charlie. Charlie is Herman's twin sister, same litter. And her nicknames are Charlie, Charlie Barkley, when she barks too much, Charlie Daniels Band when she's in trouble, and Charlie Anna is her full name. So these are very smart, sweet dogs of mine, and feel free to post a picture of your dog on our discussion board and introduce me to them, because our pets are important to us, just like our family is important to us. All right, so let's go back to the course, because that's what we're here for. All right, so when you open your course, you'll see this little icon, just something random here. I don't have an upload from a textbook company, because the textbook in our class is free. And so you'll see that in just a second. When you open our Blackboard course, you'll always see the announcements. I make lots of announcements. I don't use like the calendar as a reminder, like the official Blackboard calendar, because there's some technical issues with that sometimes, but I do have a calendar on my page, and I constantly am telling you what to do on this announcement page. Now, when I make an announcement, I also email it. So you have to make sure you use your San Jacinto College email while you're in my class. Make sure you do that, because sometimes if you try to email me from a non-Sanjac email, there's a lot of security and issues with that, and I might not ever get your email. So let's communicate through Sanjac email, and I'll show you. I can just show you right now. If you're having any issues with San Jacinto College, your email account or your password, G number, whatever, you're going to find tech support information everywhere. They're very, very helpful. You got to get that working. There's also just on the main site under students information about email accounts, quick links here. You're going to find how to set up your own email and those kinds of things. So there's no real good reason for not using Sanjac email. It's just getting used to checking it. All right. So then if you look on the left side of my course, you'll see the links. The under Getting Started, which is super important, is the Online Start Here tab. And that's going to send you to an additional link that kind of shows you all the list of things you need to do to get started in my class. So you're going to have to click on all of these. I'm not going to click through them one at a time, but if you look at this list, I kind of summarize it for you. You're watching the introduction video, you're going to, the video that you're watching now is also kind of your orientation for the site. You're going to look over the links listed under this main link. Then you're going to send me your introduction email, and there's instructions to that you're going to find under this link. Then you're going to introduce yourself to discussion board to your other fellow students and comment on at least 2 other posts. And then you're just going to navigate and look around the site to make sure you understand everything I'm going over today. Again, here's all the steps. And when you email me this first week, I will email you back, and that will be your orientation, like kind of checklist at the end of the checklist. So I'll check your discussion board, but when you email me, I will send you back a welcome official email, and then we'll know that I have your email, you have mine, and I put you in a folder, and our communication is set. You're ready to go for the course. It's kind of the last thing you need to do. So let me show you some things over here. We've seen the online, go through all those links, email me if you have any questions. The other things you need to do for the first week of class is do your first discussion board, and then email me your introduction email. These are 2 different things, an introduction email and a discussion board. Then you have the syllabus and calendar. For the links to the syllabus and calendar, you'll find here, but more importantly, you'll find the due dates for the course and every week. Now, this is an old calendar, but I wanted to show you what this would look like. So week 1, you're going to do all the online start here. You're going to watch the videos. You're going to post your discussion board. All that is due by that Sunday, like I said, at 11:59 p.m., but not that date. Don't worry about that. Then you're going to go through week 2, read, complete lecture question 1, and watch the supplemental video. So you'll watch videos and do lecture question 1. Then you'll read chapter 2. Then you'll read chapter 3. And everything underneath these week-to-week assignments, y'all, these are going to be due by the Sunday at 11:59 p.m. And again, that's when those assignments will close. And that's when any assignment you didn't complete is a 0. And I can't reopen those assignments. Now, if there is good news, and you're going to study this calendar or print it out or put it in your phone, the good news is if you miss 1 or 2 assignments, you still have ample opportunity to do well in this course. Do not worry. But I don't recommend it. Get your A and do well and move on. The online textbook, like I said before, is free. There's a link you can download. There's a PDF you can download. You need the book because the assignments require you to state in the book where you found the answer. So become familiar with the book, download the book. You're going to use that for your assignments. The next thing, because I encourage you, everything's open book. I want you to use the book. My faculty profile is here. And some information about me. You can always find my email here and in other places like the syllabus, or you can reply back to my emails to you. The discussion board is where you introduce yourself to your other classmates and respond to at least 2. Start that community going. Your grades is where you find and check your grades as we go along. Attendance is where if you miss an assignment, you'll see that you missed a day in class. That is a requirement for SanJack. For an online class, a missed assignment is a missed day. That's how we take attendance. So if you get a message that you missed a day, you probably missed an assignment. The good news is you can go back to the calendar and say, well, what did I miss? And it'll be there. Sometimes I can check the wrong person, especially if I have multiple people with last names. I don't mind if you ask why you have a missed attendance if you don't understand, but that is where attendance is taken, and I have to record that attendance to SanJack. So if you miss multiple days, just plan on getting an email or a call from an enrollment specialist, because if you miss so many days, you're not seen as an active participant in the course, and they'll try to figure out what's going on. Information for your units. This is where I just break down every unit to kind of give you an idea how long everything takes to do. These aren't the weeks, these are the chunks, right? There you do unit 1 in multiple weeks, you do unit 2 in multiple weeks, and unit 3, but I just give you an overview of what's in that unit before each test, because each unit matches a test. So you're going to do the chapters, do the lecture questions, complete the quizzes, and take the test. And that's the pattern for all 3 units. The PowerPoint slides, as I said before, you need to download those because you're going to need to be looking at those when I'm talking in my lectures. So it's not hard to do. Download the PowerPoint, save it to your computer, and follow along on the PowerPoint as I'm talking in my YouTube lectures. And I'll show you where to find those in just a second, okay? All right. Then you have lecture/video/question. This is probably a very important link to you because this has all the lecture questions and the videos. The other links we're going to go over are the tests and quizzes, and those are other separate links. So all the lecture videos are here, just in a big list. Once you go through them, you go to the next one and the next and the next. But it explains to you for each unit, you're going to skim the chapter. You're going to watch the videos that I provide. You'll watch my YouTube video that goes with each chapter in PowerPoint, answer the lecture question, take the quiz. And once you've done that for all the chapters in that unit, you'll take the test. The test is multiple choice, open book. Everything's open book. I encourage you to use your book in all aspects of the course. Now, there's a difference between my YouTube lecture videos and the content videos. So my lecture videos, they can't go over every single slide in the PowerPoint, but like if you were in class, we go through and highlight some important things in the PowerPoints. The content videos are videos I would show you if we were in a face-to-face class, and they just kind of expand on some of the information in more detail. Just a cool video on the placebo effect, or an informative video on correlational versus experimental research. It just takes some of that content and just gives you more focused detail, gives you more of a review of it. So you're going to get the information from this class from the chapters in the book, the free textbook, the lectures that I upload and you watch with the PowerPoints, and then the content videos, which are extra, but there might be questions on those as well. So this kind of breaks down each one, gives you links to what you need to do. So here is our online lecture for chapters 1 and 2. This one's actually combined. So you will click on that. After you've skimmed over the chapter, you'll click on this. Here's my goofy face. Here's PowerPoint for chapter 1. You've already got it ready to go. And then you basically, guys, push play. That's me. This is kind of a weird little, both of us here. So I start talking and then you're like, well, that's her face, but this is what I want you to look at. And I'll say this slide, this slide, this slide. I'll walk you through it. And then when you've gone through the chapters, of course, after you've gone through the PowerPoints, the lecture will be over and you say, bye, Missy, and you move on. After you've watched the lecture, here's a lecture question. There's two. There's one for chapter 1 and one for chapter 2, even though it's one big lecture. You answer these questions. It should be about 1 paragraph. Sometimes it requires a little bit more than 1 paragraph to fully answer the lecture question, but there'll be a submit, a text place where you submit your answer. You submit your answer there, and then you will put the page or pages out of the book where you found your answer. Now, I know you listened to my lecture and I know you want a lot, like watch and look over the PowerPoints, but I want you to answer this question and find it in the book. It doesn't have to be fancy. At the end of your lecture question, after you've done your spell check and grammar check and you make sure that it makes sense, then you say page 15 out of the textbook, or you say section 4.2, depending on the online or the downloaded, and just make sure you put that at the end of your answer. You don't have to do anything fancy APA. You can put the name of the textbook and the page number, but basically I'm looking to make sure your answers match what's in the textbook. And so you'll answer the question for chapters 1 and 2, and then you'll start chapter 3 and start all over again. Now, what I didn't show you, kind of skipped over, here's my lecture. Remember I told you there's some content videos. Here's a crash course for chapter 1, and you'll go to that link. This is just going to help y'all. Of course, there's going to be, sometimes there's going to be commercials at the beginning, but this is really going to help you drill down and get another perspective input of the material watching. This guy talks fast, maybe faster than me. Some of you are familiar with him, but if you're watching these content videos, I promise you're going to do all the things you need to do by getting that information from me, the content video, and the book. Okay, so so it says here, after you read, watch my video, watch the content videos. So for chapters 1 and 2, there's 1, 2, 3 links for extra videos after you watch mine. Then you'll do the lecture questions. And then before you go on to chapter 3, guys, you got to come back here and take the quiz. Now the quiz is under a different tab, but quiz 1 and 2 is together. So take that quiz. 10 questions, multiple choice, open book. You have an hour. You can totally do this. But you need to take the quizzes and the test after you've done all the other prep. If not, it will take way too long. So now you've taken that quiz, you go back to lectures, video / questions, and you do chapter 3. Chapter 3, here's the book. Here are some extra videos, the chemical mind, the brain, the nervous system. Here's my lecture video that you would look over when you looked over as you have your PowerPoint slides open. Remember, you do that at the same time. So you've got all the prep you need. You're ready for lecture question 3. And you're ready for quiz 2. Now, all the quizzes don't match the chapters. Don't get confused. There's only 9 quizzes because we can't cover every single chapter in the book. There's not enough time. This book is to be used over 2 semesters. So I had to kind of cut the book in half. So make sure you're paying attention to what chapter goes with which quiz. But it does work out for the first test. The first test is chapters 1, 2, 3, and 4. Then the second test is chapters 6, 8, and 9. And the third test is 11, 14, and 15. Again, if that's confusing, don't worry. It's all under the course breakdown. And as long as you're going down the list, once you've finished chapter 4 on consciousness, you've read the book, you've watched the videos, you've watched my video with the PowerPoint slides, you answer the question, and then you do the quiz, then you're ready for test 1. Test 1 covers chapters 1, 2, 3, 4. Here it is. You have an hour and 30 minutes to take it's about 50 questions, multiple choice. It's going to remind you a little bit of the quizzes. The quizzes prepare you for this. Use your book to answer the questions. You have an hour and a half to do the multiple choice test. Then once you finish unit 1, you're ready for unit 2. You do the 3 chapters that are associated with unit 2. You do the 3 quizzes, the 3 lecture questions, and then you take the test. And then for 3, you have 3 chapters, 3 lecture questions, 3 quizzes, and you take test 3. It's really all the information except for the quizzes and tests are under lecture/video/questions. Now, if you have any questions, I want you to click around and look at all this yourself. But if you have any questions, I really want you to email me this first week. And you can put those questions in your introductory email or send me a second email. So make sure you're introducing me through email. Tell me a little bit about yourself. And then you'll get my welcome email back, which means you are counted present for week 1. Then you're going to do the discussion board to introduce yourself to other people in the class. And then you're going to get started with chapter 1. So it is great to meet you virtually. I know this was long. I hope it was helpful. And I look forward to having an amazing semester. So bye, guys.